Hi. So now that we know how to create the model and we know what everything means, especially as we saw before in terms of the main connections between decision centers, now we like to see how the simulation outcomes looks like, at least where they are, in order to know if we can play with them or at least try to analyze them. The model what it does is that it generates outcomes in a txt file. So those txt files, are very simple then to be open on Excel, and then we can analyze what is really happening. So for this purpose, let's try to understand where the model saved the files. As I showed you before, I just saved the model in this particular folder. Let me delete this just to show you how it looks like, because I run some previous examples, so I need to start from 0. Okay, for this one I need to close. Whenever the Dgrai model is open, probably the system is not going to allow you to delete files, especially outcomes files like a txt files and so on, because the model is taking that folder to be used. So now that I have closed the Dgrai, I'm going to delete this folder. So this is the file. So let's open again Dgrai here. So I'm going to run as an administrator, then click on yes. So then we know that this file is exactly this one. So I'm going to generate all objects like that. Right. So it's just checking that all the elements are correct. Now have a look to this experiment. It says on title. I'm going to save that as a, let's say, experiment as is. I'm going to save this right immediately. Now let's have a look to the folder again, just in case there's something new. Well, you can see that now appeared this project folder that has created this folder here, and now we have this experiment as is. And I have plenty of txt files. The one that we're going to use are the qtot_par, which is about the total quality of the model, and the qsupport, which is the quality of every support. If I double click over that txt file, those files will look empty, right? Because I haven't run the model. So what I'm going to do is that I'm going to run the model to see how the data looks like inside. So in here, I'm going to run for a period in order to see something. I'm going to run this for 3000 minutes. Just an example, just to make sure that I have enough data. So I just click on OK, and the model starts running. All the outcomes that are currently happening or are currently being generated in this model are saved in this folder, experiment as is, as you know. So yes, we need to wait. So we are in 9,000 minutes. Remember that I'm going to run in 3,000 minutes this result. So at the moment, we can see that not all the support has been created, but at a certain point, the quality appears of the model. So this means that some decision has been made. The system is able to realize when the main input and output got connected and the main decisions has been made, especially the one at the strategic level. That's why here used to be a number 2, now it's a number 1. This means that we have only one activity inside. Of course, that you can right click over this section, and then you can see what is happening inside. So you see that this one in particular has this notation. So we have one in gray, and we have this one in purple. This means that this activity in purple is under execution. This one being executed already. So let's have a look to these outcomes. This is the part that is interesting for us. So if we have a look to that folder, we go here. So we can see now that the experiment now has some data inside. Let's see about the total quality part. So effectively, Now we have data. At the beginning was 0, but at some point, let me see if I can make this more clear. Hold on, like that. So, well, hold on. Okay, so we have some data here. So let me see. Hold on. See, so this here we have some data, and now we want to analyze that data. Of course, that when we have that data in a TXT file, is certainly more difficult to be analyzed. We would like to have some in Excel. So if we go to the Excel file, to the Excel tool, so I just need to open that TXT file. So I'm going to say remove this file. So I'm going to click on Open. I just need to go to my computer. So this is I don't remember. I know that it's in a very that's why it's very important to put the files in a very simple location. Otherwise, you are under risk to forget this. So it's here. So this is the example project experiment as this. So the folder looks empty, and you may say, why it looks empty? See, I know that there are some TXT files inside. This is something that is typical from Excel. So if you have a look to this section here, says all Excel files, I want to open all of them. So because here at the moment it's only opening Excel files. So we just need to click on all files, which is the top. And what is going to happen is that Excel is going to show you all the files that can be opened. So let's click on Qt part here. I'm going to do that. So immediately, okay, read only. So it's going to tell me that is the format. I'm going to separate it by tab. So this is automatic, as you can see. So there's nothing else that I have to do. Click on Next, Finish. And here we have now all our data on Excel. So, and then we are able to analyze that data on Excel, which is very interesting. In fact, here we can do several things. One of the most interesting things that we could do, of course, that we can try to draw the total quality of the model, for instance, by yourself. So let's say that I want to insert a graph. Let's say this one in particular, right? So we put that one, and then we see that is the total quality, right? So it's not very nice, I would say, because we just run a very short period, right? Actually, we got only 45 data. The other thing that we would like to do is to know if we got enough data. I mean, how we can know if 3,000 minutes are enough or not. So basically what I do is that I try to calculate the accumulative average value. For doing that, I'm going to create 3 columns. First of all, I'm going to create the column number. Then I'm going to create the column accumulative, right? And then the accumulative average. Okay. In this case, this column is just about to number from 1 till the number of the total number of rows that we have, which is this one. In this case, it's going to be this is very short. Yep, sorry. In this case, it's going to be that. This one is going to be the cumulative of the total quality. So in this case, it's going to be the first one is equal to the total quality. Remember that at first the quality was 0 because nothing was happening. Basically, everything was blocked. And this one is going to be the second value plus the previous one, right? And that's a very simple formula. And then I just can replicate that function till the end. So then I got the cumulative values. See, so that's very simple. And now I'm going to generate the average value. So in this case, I just need to divide the cumulative value divided by the number. That's it. Let's click here. Then I just need to replicate this value till the end. Now I'm going to graph this one in particular, right? I'm going to graph this cumulative average value, and now I'm going to see what is happening. Because this is what really showing me is a trend of the figures. So sorry, my PC is a bit slow, so there you go. So I'm going to insert a graph, in this case about this one, and clearly the line is still going up, as you can see, and because of that the model is still not stable. So probably I will need to run more data. So I'm going to show you more about that in the next video.